everybody, it's Connie with the Artisan Company. Welcome back to the channel. Well, today it's been another rainy, humid day. Hmm. Can't mow the lawn right now, but we can get started on a new piece of jewelry, so let's go. All right, everybody, let's get started on this project today. We're going to do today a very simple men's necklace. Easy peasy to do. You can do this with your eyes closed, but it looks like you've worked all day. So I'm going to tell you what we've got here, and we're going to get started after that. First of all, I've got my beading wire here, and it's an AccuFlex, or you can use a soft flex. It doesn't matter. This one is AccuFlex, and it is a medium weight, 49 strands, so it's the easiest drape. Okay, so I'm using that as my beading wire. The next thing we've got here is lava rock. We're doing a lava rock hematite mix. And this lava rock is a tube, and you can see it here. It's a tube. So it's a 5 millimeter by a 13 millimeter size. And what I did was I went through and picked out the stones that don't have chipped edges. So when you're working with lava rock and you're doing something that's like this, not so much the round beads, but these little tube beads with any kind of tube bead that's a natural stone or whatever, you need to check the ends of it right here to make sure that nothing is chipped off or kind of hacked sideways on it, because you want everything to stack beautifully. So this is a lava rock tube, 5 millimeter by 13 millimeter. The next thing I have right here is actual hematite stone. It's a 4 millimeter, and it's going to be our little filler bead right here. This one right here is also hematite, but it is a reconstituted hematite. And what reconstituted means, and they do this with turquoise a lot too. So if you see reconstituted turquoise, you'll know the process. They take the stone, they grind it down into a powder, they reshape it, and re-dye it. So, but according to the Gem and Mineral Society, the reconstituted turquoise is still considered turquoise gemstone. And so it's the same thing with hematite. Hematite is a stone. Hemalike is man-made. Hematite is not. Okay, so this one is hematite, and it is I'm trying to remember, 6 millimeter bead, and I'm using these as a finishing bead. Now these little guys right here is also reconstituted hematite, and it's a Hishi cut bead. You can see that it's kind of like a little flat bead right here, and it is a 6 millimeter. It's a 6 millimeter size too, Hishi cut reconstituted hematite stone. So I'm using real hematite that's not been reconstituted, and I'm using two stones that are. And then I've got a simple hook and eye clasp. I've got a little gnat right here crawling across my desk. He ain't gonna be here very long. So anyway, but I just, because it's a men's necklace, I'm doing a very simple hook and eye clasp, easy for guys to, there he is, easy for guys to get on and off. Okay, and then I have right here, I have my crimp covers and my crimp tubes right here. So you'll need two of each one of those. All right, so that's the simple thing that we're doing. Okay, we'll get started next. Alrighty, so I decided to make this an 18-inch necklace, so I've already measured out my wire for it. But here's where the design thing comes in, and you can do this any way you want to. You do not have to use lava rock. You can use any stones you want to. It does not matter. It's the concept of what we're doing here. If you want to duplicate it, that's great. These, I think I got at Michael's. craft store. You could probably find these online as well if you go to Michael's, or if you just Google lava rock. And lava rock does come in some colors. So this is that dark black charcoal. The reconstituted, these two beads I also got at Michael's the same day I was there and got that. So I knew I had a project in mind. Hematite you can find at probably at Michael's as well, but Fire Mountain or anywhere like that, you can just get online and Google hematite uh, stones, and you should be able to find a plethora of them. Okay, so what I'm doing here is the decision I had to make was whether or not I wanted this to be the center or this to be the center. And I decided I wanted this to be the center. Either way is fine. It does not matter. It's going to look good either way. But I felt like I wanted this little thing right here in the middle. So I did the design out. So I've got a 4 millimeter hematite stone on each side. I've got the disc, the little rondelle, then a piece of the lava rock, the little rondelle, the round stone, the rondelle, the lava. You can see I did that. And what I did was I went up um, 3 or 4 beads on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, I did 4 on each side. Then at that point, what I did was I just went to the straight little rondelles because I didn't want it to be so matchy matchy all the way around. I wanted to give it a little interest right in the front and then break out into something that was a little cleaner and not quite so busy. So that's why I chose to do the way I did it. You can do it any way you want to, and we'll get to stringing. Okay, this is so simple, guys. You can do this with your eyes closed. So I'm just going to start. It doesn't matter which end because the pattern is so simple. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to string a few for you guys who like to watch that process. So I'm just going to start on my right and go from there. Got a little clip down there on the end of my wire so that I don't lose any beads. And I've said this before, it's not always the complexity of something that makes it magnificent. Sometimes it's just the simplicity of it over the complexity of it. Well, so it doesn't have to be hard and busy at all. And this is so simple, guys. I did another video for men's several months ago, and it was a howlite, white howlite stone necklace. And I'll put a referral to that one after this one so you can go and look at that one. Simple, simple, simple. Easy, easy. All right, so here's where we are. You can see what that looks like. See how beautifully it all lays. Oh my goodness, look at that. All right, next section is where we're going to start the little pattern in the middle. And I love lava rock. It is so organic. I just love it. And that rusty color lava rock as well is really beautiful. It's just such an organic look and feel. Um, I think men are comfortable with it because of that. It can be a very masculine looking stone, uh, but it can also, when you have multiple strands of it mixed with just the right thing, it can be a very exciting feminine necklace as well. So it can go all over the map. And that's what I love about it. And lightweight, y'all. If you've never used it, it is so lightweight. And that's another perk about it. And it has kind of this matte finish to it, and I love that look, especially for men's jewelry, the matte look. All right, about to get this one strung, and you can see what the pattern is looking like at this juncture. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. Look how beautiful, guys. Simple elegance. Simple, simple, simple. A guy can wear this, dress it up, or dress it down. It doesn't matter. And in actuality, ladies, it would be beautiful on a girl too. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this side, and I'll be back. Okay, we're at the tail end of this. I've beaded all that, and I went ahead and did this end for time. Went ahead and did my ending on it, and you can see how beautiful that looks. It's just, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's just such a beautiful combination. Now, one of the things that you will have to deal with when you're working with tube shaped beads, and especially if you're doing tube and little slivers, little rondelles like this, sometimes you'll have things that don't want to bend. Like you can see that like that. It kind of has a sharp angle to it. So when you get ready to put your last part of your clasp on, make sure that you have some play in there where it will actually make a circle so you can see. So that way your tension won't be too tight, because it's easy to get the tension way too tight on this style of necklace. I've made that mistake so many times in my lifetime doing this, and it's just, you just have to work with it. The one thing you don't want to do though is, as always, you don't want to have up here in this part of it, you don't want a lot of gap in between these beads right here where you can see a lot of the wire. That's what you don't want. But yet you want it where it can move. So you'll have to play with it a little bit to get it where it's working for you, where the tension's not too tight, but yet not too loose. It's a fine um, state of affairs. Anyway, and it just takes practice, guys, to do that. And honestly, I mess it up sometimes still, because it's just such a delicate thing. So I'm going to turn this, and I'm going to get my angle there on it. And I'm making sure that these beads are nice and taut down here before I do this one. So I'm working the beads around, and I shook it just a little bit like this a little earlier, just to make sure that all the beads kind of fall in line, because you do want it to be able to breathe. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is put the crimp on, which goes on. We've done this 1,000,001 times, guys. Nothing's different. Take the end of my clasp, put it on, work the thread back through, or the beading wire back through the crimp. This is very elementary, but if you're new at this, it's not. So, if you've done this forever and a day, guys, give those a break who haven't done this, okay? So, when you pull your wire down, you can take your crimp, and this is a tube crimp I'm using. So, you're going to flatten the tube and then fold it. If you don't fold it over like that, all the beading wire will come out. And your crimping tool, I'll show you this again. I've got a video out where you can actually see this, but on your crimping tool here, you've got a little groove here and a little groove here. Now the back of the tool is where you're going to flatten the crimp. So you're going to put the crimp in there, right there, and mash it down. And then to fold it, you put it in the front little groove on there. Let me turn this over, see if you can see it better or not. But anyway, the back little groove right there, and you can see there's a little knob sticking up right there. That is what flattens and makes it kind of like a little dip in it. And then the front is what's going to fold that over. So that's the technique on it. All right, so let me get my little guy here. Put him on the back. Mash it really hard like that, because this is actually a stainless steel crimp, so it's a little harder. And then I'm going to fold it over. Okay, so it looks like that. And you can see the little tiny little where I folded it right there. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is run as much of this wire back through here as I can. And these little holes are not tiny, so you should be able to get, if you're using the exact same thing I am, pretty much, you should be able to get everything back through. Uh-oh, hang on, hang on. Trying to make sure my clasp doesn't get caught up in there. And there it is coming out down here on this end. Yep, I lost him. Don't get in a hurry doing this. Take your time. It's just a one of those things that you just have to kind of work with it. Don't get in a hurry. I have this much left over, so I'm going to try to get it back down in there if I can. Get in that little hole right there, guys. You may not want to go down in there. He's like, nope, I don't want to go in there. No. Okay. And I don't think he's going to, so I'm going to take him out. And that's not a problem. Take your flush cutters. Take that wire. You're going to cut that as close to that bead as you can. Please watch your fingers, because a flush cutter will get you. All right. Down in there. All right. Now I'm going to put on my crimp now. Cover. Crimp cover. And when you close this up, make sure that you don't do it fast. Let me make sure he's down in there good. Don't do it too fast, because you'll lose it'll be whoppy jaw in there. Okay. And then the next thing you want to do is just gently, 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 gently close it up. Run your finger across it. Make sure you don't have any rough edges sticking up. And if you don't, then you are done. And here we go. We have it. I'm going to work with this just a little bit after I get off the camera here. But look at this. Is this not gorgeous? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm so excited about this. This is a men's hematite and lava rock necklace. Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Look at that. Just beautiful. Love it. I'm excited about it. If you got any inspiration today from anything, please remember to go and like the video and subscribe to the channel. It definitely helps my algorithms. So, and it helps me to know what to give you guys next. So I enjoyed this. I hope you did. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.